Sekejap saya tengok. Okay, apa ni? K2. Mana ni? Kita discuss sampai mana ni? Okay. Kalau kita tengok pada video yang saya dah post dalam YouTube tu, kita dah kita dah discuss sampai cardiac tissue. Sekejap saya minum. Okay. So, let me see. Okay. So for today, we're going to discuss for connective tissue and also cell transport. Okay, mungkin ada tutorial class. Okay, mungkin some of your tutorial class yang dah start lah untuk cell transport. Memang laju lah kalau dah start cell transport tu, memang dah laju lah. Okay, just before we start, I just want to ask for K1P1, okay, K1P1, tak kisahlah A atau B, ada tak siapa-siapa yang dah keluar? K1P1, ada tak siapa-siapa yang dah keluar? Ketua praktikum, tolong jawab. K1P1, ada tak yang dah siapa yang dah keluar? Tak ada ke ketua praktikum K1? K1 sorry. K2P1.
Ya, madam.
Okay, ketua praktikum, ada siapa-siapa tak yang dah keluar daripada matrik? Pindah ke apa ke?
Dia tukar modul je.
Apa nama?
Danish.
Okay, memang tak ada dalam senarai nama. Okay, K2T2? K2T2, thank you K2T2 ada tak?
Ada tukar modul.
Tukar modul, siapa nama tukar modul tu?
Kaironisa.
Okay, memang tak ada dah. K2T3?
Yang
yang pindah
saja.
Tukar modul saja Okay, K2T4 ada tak yang dah pindah? Keluar matrik maksudnya. Bukan pindah modul, keluar matrik. Ada tak K2T4?
Tak ada, madam.
Tak ada. Okay, so stay So sepatutnya kita ada 84, tapi ada 77 sahaja untuk hari ini. So ada 77 termasuk saya Saya masuk dua account. So 75 lah. 75, 84. Oh, ramai tak hadir. Ramai penting. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to start share my screen. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and then we're going to continue on connective tissue. Okay, we're going to continue on connective tissue. Alright. You can see. Tak nampak. Nampak dah. Okay. So for connective tissue, mana dia? Okay, this one. Okay, for connective tissue, connective tissue is the one that will protect and support the body and internal organs. So our connective tissue lah. Connective tissue kita ni ada 3. Okay, kita ada compact bone, we have hyaline cartilage. Kena tulis compact bone tu, tak boleh tulis bone saja. Okay, we have compact bone, hyaline cartilage and also blood. Okay, I'm going to discuss these two only. Okay, blood tak termasuk. I won't discuss this. Okay, because you already learn in SPM, okay, in sekolah. And then mungkin dalam tutorial nanti akan discuss detail. So saya akan discuss yang 2 atas tu je, blood je. Sebab ini lecture kan. So kita tak akan discuss semua. Alright, this is compact bone. Compact bone is consist of osteon. So this is the structure of compact bone, osteon. So osteon is one Haversian system. Okay, macam satu ni. Okay, satu ni adalah osteon. Okay, if you notice that in each osteon, dia ada satu tengah-tengah yang kosong tu. Diberi nama central canal. Okay, that is central canal. Inside the central canal, it consists of blood vessel. Okay, and that blood vessel, we allow exchange of materials with the bone cell. Okay, dalam tu ada central canal. And then it also have matrix, and the matrix is composed of hydroxyapatite and also collagen. Okay, the matrix is composed of hydroxyapatite and also collagen. Okay, yang itulah. Okay, yang color merah ni, okay, yang color merah ni kan. Okay, itu apa? Itu adalah lakuna. Okay, itu adalah lakuna ataupun lakuni. Okay, lakuna or lakuni. Okay, lakuna or lakuni is spaces between the lamella surrounded by hard matrix. Okay, and lakuni ni is interconnected. Okay, lakuni is interconnected by canaliculi. Okay, canaliculi. Lakuna ni dia connected dengan each other by canaliculi. Canaliculi ni macam jari ni lah. Okay, dia macam jari yang connectkan between the lacuna. Okay, and it also have Volkmann's canal. Okay, Volkmann's canal. Volkmann's canal ni kalau kita tengok daripada atas ni, okay, kita tengok compact bone yang ni kan, gambar compact bone ni, kita tak boleh nampak Volkmann's canal daripada atas. Kita hanya nampak central canal saja. Volkmann's canal ni duduk dekat dalam. Okay, duduk dekat dalam ni. Ni adalah Volkmann's canal. Dia yang it will connect between the two central canal. Okay, it will connect between the two central canal. That is Volkmann's canal. And inside the Volkmann's canal, it consists of blood vessel. Okay, that's why kalau siapa-siapa yang siapa-siapa yang pernah accident ke, contohlah pernah accident alhamdulillah ataupun patah tangan, patah jari kan, ada keluar darah juga kan, that darah daripada itulah Volkmann's canal, daripada central canal. Okay, alright, and then we also have osteocyte. Okay, osteocyte is the bone cell. Okay, that bone cell found in lacunae, and also has osteoblast. Okay, osteocyte ada, osteoblast pun ada. Okay, dua-dua adalah bone forming cell. Right. And function for compact bone. Okay, of course compact bone dia akan give body shape. Sebab itulah body kita bentuk macam ni sekarang ni. Okay, sebab bone kita bentuk macam tu, skeleton kita bentuk macam tu. Okay, and then it also protect the internal organs. Okay, for example, cranium will protect the brains, provide surface for attachment of skeletal muscle. So our skeletal muscle will attach to our bone, act as reservoir for calcium. So dia juga tempat di mana kalsium akan disimpan. Okay, calcium and phosphorus. Site for blood cell production in the bone marrow. Okay, so dekat bone marrow dia akan hasilkan blood cell. Okay, itu adalah compact bone. Then we go on to hyaline cartilage. Okay, kena tulis hyaline, H huruf besar. Okay, hyaline cartilage. So these are the structures of hyaline cartilage. As you can see, it also has lacuna or lacunae. Okay, it also has lacuna or lacunae. But the lacunae plural, okay, but the lacunae is not connected. Okay, the lacunae are not connected by each other. Okay, dia duduk asing. Okay, lacunae tu duduk asing. Dia tak interconnected macam compact bone tadi. Okay, kalau compact bone tadi, lacunae dia connected by canaliculi. Lacunae tak. Okay, lacunae hyaline cartilage tak. So the lacunae is surrounded by capsule. Okay, the lacunae surrounded by capsule, and it also has chondroblast. Okay, chondroblast. Okay, chondroblast adalah cartilage cell. Later it will become chondrocyte. Okay, so chondroblast, later it will become chondrocyte, and that chondrocyte will located inside the lacunae. So dalam lacunae tu akan ada chondrocyte. Okay, and this thing, okay, yang colour pink ni, okay, macam cair ni kan, that is matrix. Okay, that is matrix. And that matrix is called as chondrine. Okay, that matrix is called as chondrine. And chondrine is composed of chondroitin sulfate and collagen. Okay, matrix tu. Okay, matrix tu kita panggil dia chondrine. Chondrine ni dia terbuat daripada apa? Daripada chondroitin sulfate and also collagen. Okay, kalau nanti kalau awak pergi farmasi ke apa kan, contoh pergi Guardian, pergi Watson, awak akan nampak beberapa pil, beberapa botol yang tulis chondroitin. Okay, chondroitin sulfate, chondroitin. Okay, dia adalah pil untuk hasilkan cartilage. Okay, untuk orang-orang yang dah tua, okay, untuk as we grow older, our cartilage will be reduced. Okay, our cartilage will be reduced. Okay, that's why lah kalau orang tua tu ada yang sakit lutut kan, ada yang sakit lutut, tak boleh nak naik tangga. Itu sebab tu lah. Sebab cartilage tu dah berkurang. Cartilage tu duduk kat sini. Okay, dia duduk antara tulang. Okay, dia duduk antara tulang. So bila cartilage tu makin berkurang, okay, when the cartilage will reduce, okay, when as we grow older, the cartilage will be reduced. That's why the friction between the bone will become increased. Okay, the friction between the bone will become increased. That's why people yang tua, dia akan cepat sakit lutut. Okay, macam itulah. Okay, and kat mana cartilage ni boleh dijumpai? End of bones. End of every bones in our body. Okay, end of bones in every parts of our body. And then in the nose, okay, nose, air passage of the respiratory system, and also parts of the ear. Okay, itu adalah di mana hyaline cartilage can be found. So these are the functions to keep the trachea and bronchi open. It covers the ends of bones and reduce friction between joint during movement. It forms the skeleton of embryonic in many bony vertebrate and also can be found in cartilaginous fish. Okay, for example, shark and rays. Right, itu adalah hyaline cartilage. Okay, blood saya tak ceritalah. Kod blood ni saya akan pergi terus kepada cell transport 2.4. Plant tissue. Baru then nanti kita akan pergi 2.4. Okay, plant tissue, this is overview. Okay, overview plant tissue, kita ada meristem. Okay, kita ada meristem, kita ada permanent. Meristem ada dua, kita ada apical, ada lateral. Okay, permanent kita ada ground tissue and also vascular. Okay, but the one that I will discuss in our lecture is this one. Parenchyma, Collenchyma, Sclerenchyma. These three. Okay, actually ada 5 yang penting lah. Parenchyma, Collenchyma, Sclerenchyma, xylem and phloem. But these three I will discuss based on structure and also functions. Okay, I won't go through in details. Okay, in tutorial, you will discuss this in details. Alright. Okay, parenchyma. I'll go to parenchyma. Okay, ground tissue we have 3. Parenchyma, Collenchyma, Sclerenchyma. Okay, soalan yang boleh ditanya adalah dalam bentuk essay boleh ditanya. Dalam bentuk structure pun boleh tanya. Okay, so parenchyma. Parenchyma, it has thin primary cell wall. Okay, thin primary cell wall made up from cellulose, hemicellulose and pectin. Okay, so the cell wall, okay, the cell wall of parenchyma, it is thin. Okay, thin primary cell wall diperbuat daripada 3 benda, cellulose, hemicellulose and pectin. Okay, it has no secondary cell wall. Okay, and as you can see, the nucleus is pushed to periphery. Okay, nucleus is pushed to periphery. Nucleus is pushed to the one side. Dia ditolak kepada bucu, ditolak kepada tepi. Kenapa? Sebab dia ada large permanent vacuole. Okay, vacuole dia besar. So bila dia besar, dia tolak nucleus tu ke tepi. Okay, and also this is parenchyma is the only cell, it is the only ground tissue that has large intercellular airspace. Okay, dia je yang ada intercellular airspace. Okay, ada intercellular airspace. And that airspace function for gaseous exchange. Okay, gaseous exchange. Okay, itu adalah structure. Okay, function dia untuk basic packing tissue or stuffing tissue, give support to herbaceous plant, store food, for gaseous exchange and also for photosynthesis. Okay, kita pergi kepada Collenchyma. Okay, itu adalah parenchyma. Collenchyma. Collenchyma, it is living cells. Okay, living cell, polygonal shape, elongated with tapering ends. So dia punya shape adalah polygonal, elongated dia macam ni lah kalau kita tengok macam ni. Elongated with tapering ends. It also have primary cell wall. Okay, Collenchyma dia ada primary cell wall. Tapi dia punya cell wall thicker dekat bahagian luar. Okay, dia punya primary cell wall ni is thicker than parenchyma cell and also the thickness is uneven. Okay, ketebalan dia tak sama rata. Okay, ketebalan dia tak sama. Kalau you tengok macam ni. Okay, sini boleh jadi nipis. Sini boleh jadi tebal. Okay, ketebalan dia tak sama. Okay, uneven. The thickness uneven, especially at the corner. Okay, it also made up from cellulose, hemicellulose, and also pectin. Okay, cell arrangement, okay, they are closely packed. Okay, they are closely packed. So, bila dia duduk rapat-rapat, closely packed, dia tak ada air space. Okay, very small or no intercellular air space. Okay, it has no secondary cell wall. Okay, at maturity, the cells are still alive. Okay, itu adalah gambar. Kalau selalunya dia bagi gambar lah, dia bagi gambar macam ni, dia suruh you identify what type of cell. Okay, then we go to Sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma is the only ground tissue that have secondary cell wall. Okay, it's the only ground tissue that has secondary cell wall. That is Sclerenchyma. Okay, and that Sclerenchyma is thickened by lignin. Okay, the Sclerenchyma is thickened by lignin. Okay, the lignin makes the Sclerenchyma strong and hard. That's why Sclerenchyma, the function of Sclerenchyma is to give support for woody plant. Okay, it gives support for woody plant. Okay, it also has primary cell wall and it also has pit. Pit is the area without secondary cell wall. So yang ni lah, area yang tak ada secondary cell wall, kita panggil dia sebagai pit. Okay. So when the cell died, okay, when this cell died, it will form lumen. Lubang tengah ni, okay, lubang tengah ni, kita panggil dia sebagai lumen. Okay, it occurs when cell died. Right? So that is Sclerenchyma. Okay. Alright. Itu sajalah. Okay, Sclerenchyma ni. Ini adalah Sclerenchyma. Kalau gambar dia tak adalah bagi gambar dalam exam, kalau dia suruh you identify, tak adalah dibagi senang macam ni kot. Okay, tak adalah Parenchyma, Collenchyma, Sclerenchyma. Okay, dia akan bagi gambar macam lain lah, macam ni kan. Ini untuk secondary. Ini untuk Sclerenchyma. Okay, ini macam ni Sclerenchyma. Okay, tengok dia ada double. Kalau double tu dia ada secondary cell wall lah. Okay, ini adalah Collenchyma. Okay, dan kita ada juga Parenchyma yang ada air space. Okay. Alright, kita pergi kepada 2.4. Okay, subtopik yang last sekali. Subtopik 2.4. Alright, so subtopik 2.4, cell transport. Okay, cell transport. So I'm going to discuss this, okay, in our lecture. Everything, I will discuss everything. So first is to overview the various transport mechanism across the membrane. Explain the overview. Lepas tu baru explain. Explain the various transport mechanism across the membrane. We have passive transport, active transport. Okay, so overview. Okay, movement of molecules or substances in and out of the cell. Okay, so we have individual molecules and ions and also have bulk transport. Bulk transport involve large quantities of material. Okay, for individual molecules and ions, transport across membrane, we have passive transport. Passive transport down the concentration gradient. Down. Okay, menurun. Down the concentration gradient. So, mengikut kecerunan. Dia akan follow concentration gradient. Kita nak guna follow lah, down. Down lagi best. Okay, for down concentration gradient, we have diffusion, simple diffusion, facilitated diffusion, osmosis. Okay, for active transport, against concentration gradient, melawan concentration. Ada yang kita belajar lah dalam syllabus kita, sodium potassium pump. Okay, sodium potassium pump. Alright. For bulk transport, large quantities of materials and involve formation of food vacuole and vesicle. So bulk transport ni dia melibatkan kuantiti yang banyak. So kita ada, kalau move into the cells, it has name as endocytosis. An endocytosis, if involve large solid particles, food or bacteria, it called as phagocytosis. If dissolved materials and fluid, it is called as pinocytosis. Okay, itu kalau masuk. Kalau dia keluar, move out of the cell, we call that as exocytosis. Exit exo. Okay, exocytosis. Alright. Okay, passive transport, we have diffusion, facilitated diffusion, and also osmosis. So diffusion, apa definition? Of course, setiap tiga benda ni, okay, setiap tiga ni awak kena tahu definition. Definition ni paling penting. Markah boleh jadi sampai 3 markah untuk definition. Okay, sampai 3 markah maksimum. Okay, so sayanglah kalau awak tak hafal definition. So definition untuk simple diffusion is a movement of molecules down its concentration without using energy or ATP through a selectively permeable membrane until equilibrium is reached. Okay, yang di-highlightkan dengan diboldkan itu adalah dia punya definition. Okay, itu adalah keyword. Kena wajib tulis macam tu. Okay, wajib tulis macam tu. Kalau awak tulis, awak tak tulis movement of molecules. Awak cakap definition dia adalah down concentration gradient. Movement down concentration gradient. Tak ada markah. Okay, so what is the characteristics of molecule that can pass through the membrane? Okay, small, non-charged and hydrophobic. Okay, small, non-charged and hydrophobic are the characteristics of molecules that can pass through easily. It can slip between the hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail of the phospholipid. For example, in this diagram, so we have non-charged molecules and water. Okay, it can slip easily. That is simple diffusion. Okay, non-charged small molecules and also hydrophobic. Okay. Importance for respiration and characteristic of molecule that cannot pass, yang tak boleh lalu, cannot pass through the plasma membrane adalah ions. Okay, hydrophilic molecule, polar, okay, polar molecules. Okay, so untuk benda-benda yang tadi, okay, untuk yang ni, benda ni kalau dia nak lalu, dia perlu menggunakan satu protein. Dia perlu menggunakan transport protein. Okay, and then that type of transport we call that as facilitated diffusion. Okay, mungkin dalam bahasa Melayunya awak belajar dekat sekolah resapan pembantu kot. Bahasa Melayu kan? Siapa tak belajar bahasa Melayu?
Resapan membantu.
Resapan membantu. Betul. Resapan membantu. Resapan membantu dengan facilitated diffusion tu samalah. Okay. So, dia membantu. Siapa yang bantu dia? Inilah transport protein ni membantu dia. Transport protein tu sama ada carrier ataupun channel protein. Okay, carrier ataupun channel protein. Okay. Apa itu facilitated diffusion? Okay, definition dia is a movement of charged, polar, hydrophobic molecules down a concentration gradient. So if you can see in this definition, it is not general like diffusion. It is not general definition like simple diffusion. For this definition of facilitated diffusion, the definition is detailed. Okay, is elaborate. Okay, the definition, it elaborate what type of molecule that can pass through. So awak tak boleh tulis definition is movement of molecule down its concentration gradient. Tak boleh. Awak kena describe kan molecule tu macam mana. Charged, polar, hydrophobic. Okay. Aided by transport protein until equilibrium is reached. So they bind to the carrier protein Okay, they bind to the carrier protein or move through channel protein. Okay, kalau dia melibatkan carrier protein, dia akan bind. Okay, dia akan bind. Kalau channel protein, dia akan lalu saja. Contohnya macam ini. Okay, channel protein dia lalu saja. Move through, pass through. For carrier protein, it will bind. Keyword tu kena betul. Carrier protein bind, channel protein move. Okay. Apa dia? Alright. Osmosis. Okay, osmosis. Osmosis is a movement of water molecules. Okay, movement of water molecules from higher water potential region to lower water potential region. Okay, ini adalah soalan favorite. Osmosis ni favorite lah. Favorite apa? Tak adalah favorite macam mana, tapi dia banyak soalan, banyak jenis soalan boleh ditanya. Dia boleh tanya definition, dia boleh suruh awak kira, dia suruh boleh awak tanya kebat sikit ke, macam tu. Okay, so apa itu osmosis? Osmosis ni adalah melibatkan air. Okay, definition is a movement of water. Osmosis is a movement of water molecules from higher water potential region to lower water potential across selectively permeable membrane until equilibrium is reached. Pernah soalan keluar definition osmosis 3 markah. Okay, 3 markah. Pernah juga keluar soalan osmosis 1 markah. So bayangkan kalau awak tertinggal sikit terus dapat kosong. Okay, as you can see, this is the channel. The aquaporin is the channel for water to pass through. Okay, air water selectively permeable membrane. Okay, selectively permeable membrane. Okay, berapa kalau higher water potential region ni, okay, higher water potential yang tinggi, dia punya value adalah 0 kilopascal pure water. Okay, contoh kita tengok ini. Ni tak, saya tak cerita yang ni. Okay, ni water potential. Okay, water potential, pure water, the highest water potential adalah kosong. Okay, kosong. Highest water potential adalah kosong kilopascal ataupun 0 megapascal. Ikutlah dia punya unit apa. Tapi wajib tulis unit. Okay, kosong. So bayangkan air pure water, okay, contoh air saya, air botol air saya ni, dalam dia pure water, itu adalah 0 kilopascal. Itu adalah highest water potential. Dia tak boleh lebih daripada tu. Okay, so air kosong pure water 0 kilopascal. Okay, apa itu water potential? Okay, water potential is the term given to the tendency for water molecules enter or leave the solution by osmosis. Okay, water potential is the term given to the tendency for water molecules to enter or leave the solution by osmosis. So water potential is it is a measure of the free kinetic energy, free kinetic energy of water molecules in solution. So bila pure water, kinetic energy tu akan bergerak lah. Dia akan bergerak, of course dia akan bergerak. Tapi dia akan bergerak, kelajuan dia tu macam mana? Okay, kelajuan dia tu. Okay, alright. Apa nak cakap? Okay, any solution has negative water potential value. Okay, solution. Tak kisahlah solution tu apa, contoh hand sanitizer ke, ataupun solution dishwashing solution ke, okay, softener ke, itu adalah semua negative water potential value. Okay, so konsep ni lah saya nak terangkan supaya nanti awak nak jawab boleh. Okay, awak boleh jawab. So konsep ni. So pure water, kita ada pure water dalam beaker ni, okay, beaker A ni, contohlah kita bagi beaker A. Beaker A ni, dalam tu ada pure water. Zero lah dia punya value kan, sebab pure water tak tercemar lagi, suci lagi, 0. Okay, apabila kita masukkan solutes, okay, contoh kita masukkan sugar ataupun salt, we put solute. After we put solutes, okay, we put solutes, the water potential will become negative. Okay, why? Because effect of dissolving solutes, effect of dissolving solute molecules will reduce the concentration of water molecule. Okay, bila kita masukkan solutes, okay, pure water tu dia punya concentration tu dah berubah. Okay, dia akan berkurang. Okay, that's why water potential akan jadi rendah. Okay, lepas tu lah kalau kita masukkan solutes, okay, the water potential tu akan jadi negatif. Okay, sama juga macam ni lah. Lepas lecture ni, kalau tak ada kelas lah, impossible kot tak ada kelas, mesti ada kelas punya. Lepas lecture ni, ataupun masa lunch nanti awak nak buat Milo ais. Okay, awak buat Milo ais. Okay, contoh cara awak buat Milo ais adalah macam Milo ais, Milo panas ke tak kisahlah. Cara awak buat Milo adalah, contoh ini adalah mak awak. Okay, mak awak. Cawan. Okay, so awak letak, first awak letak pure water. Awak letak air panas. Kosong. Dalam tu akan jadi kosong. 0 kilo Pascal. Okay, 0 kilo Pascal. Then awak letak Milo. Bila awak letak Milo, Milo tu adalah solutes. Dia akan jadi mungkin cawan awak tu, water potential awak tu, okay, dia dah tak jadi zero. Bukan mungkin, memang confirm lah. Okay, daripada zero, bila awak letak Milo, mungkin dia akan jadi negatif 10 kilo Pascal. Baru letak Milo. Lepas tu awak letak gula lagi. Letak lagi gula. Negatif 20 kilo Pascal. Turun lagi. Reduce lagi concentration dia. Lepas tu letak susu. Susu pekat manis tu. Jadi negatif 30. So makin lama makin concentration Milo awak tu makin lama makin kurang. Okay, pure water tu makin lama makin berkurang. Okay, sebab tu makin lama dia akan jadi negatif. Okay. So, macam kita back to our definition tadi, osmosis. Where is it? Okay, back to the definition. Osmosis is movement of water molecules from high water potential region to low water potential region. So kalau kita tengok dekat sini, water diffuse from high water potential to region low water potential. So kalau kita tengok, this is beaker A, contoh. Okay, this is beaker A. Nampak this is beaker A and this is beaker B. Alright, so kita ada pure water. Okay, kita ada beaker A, beaker B. Okay, beaker A, beaker B tadi. Mana saya hilang? Okay, ni adalah beaker A, ini adalah beaker B. Okay, Allah. Alright, so pure water and then solution. Air akan bergerak daripada high water potential to low water potential. So air akan bergerak daripada high water potential to low water potential. So dia akan bergerak dari sini ke sini. Sebab tu after a few minutes, solution dekat beaker B akan jadi tinggi. Okay, solution dekat beaker B akan jadi tinggi. Kenapa dia jadi tinggi? Sebab air bergerak daripada high water potential kepada low water potential. Okay, sebab itulah solution dekat beaker B akan jadi tinggi. Okay, alright. So components of water potential. This is how you calculate water potential. Solute potential plus pressure potential. Okay, solute potential plus pressure potential. Okay, ini adalah formula dia. Kadang-kadang tu kalau soalan ni keluar, formula boleh dapat 1 markah. Jalan kira markah kedua, final answer with unit markah ketiga. Okay, so water potential equals to solute potential plus pressure potential. Okay, solute potential is negative components of water potential. Solute potential is always negative. Okay, sebab apa? Sebab dia ada solute. Okay, dia ada solute dalam tu. Okay, sebab itulah presence of solute molecules. Sebab itulah dia punya solute potential ni, dia punya value sentiasa negatif. Okay. Kalau untuk pressure potential, okay, pressure potential refer to okay, pressure potential refer to press to panjang pula. Okay, refer to pressure that applied to pure water or to a solution inside a partially permeable bag, the water potential will be increased. Okay. Okay. Hydrostatic pressure to which water is subjected is called pressure potential. So hydrostatic pressure tu we call that as pressure potential. Contohnya yang kita boleh nampak pressure potential ni adalah dalam plant cell. Pressure potential ni positif. Okay, dia punya value adalah positif. And pressure potential ni kita boleh nampak dekat dalam plant cell. Okay, contohnya ni adalah plant cell. Bila water masuk, as water diffuse into plant cell, solute in the cell sap makes solute potential lower. Okay, solute potential dalam ni dah rendah. Water masuk, solute memang dah rendah. So what happen is, the cell contents, okay, it will press the plasma membrane against the cell wall. So plasma membrane ni akan press, akan ditolak. Okay, akan press dia punya badan kepada cell wall. Itu kita panggil sebagai terje pressure ataupun pressure lah. Okay, so cell wall ni akan buat apa? Cell wall ni akan develop inward pressure. So dia akan develop inward pressure dalam ni. Dia akan develop inward pressure, dikenali sebagai pressure potential to resist the influx of water. Okay, nanti dalam tutorial nanti mungkin lecturer tutorial awak akan discuss detail lah. Okay, tapi just nak cerita yang tu je. Saya nak cerita konsep saja. Okay, tak sure awak faham ke tak, tapi nak ceritakan macam mana water potential tu dipengaruhi oleh solute potential and pressure potential. So contohnya soalan ni, okay, example of questions, plant cell A has solute potential of negative 300 kilopascal. Okay, and a pressure potential of 200 kilopascal. Lying next to it is a plant cell B which has solute potential of negative 400. Okay, so kalau kita tengok dia cakap, kita lukislah senang ya. So kita cakap kat sini ada sel A. Okay, sini ada sel B. Right, so plant cell A dia punya solute potential adalah negative 300 and pressure potential 200. Allah. Plant cell B, okay, plant cell B, solute potential is negative 400 kilopascal and pressure potential of 100 kilopascal. Congak je lah. Okay, use the water potential equation. Ikutlah nak buat jalan kira, tapi dalam exam kena buat jalan kira lah. So use the water potential equation to predict direction. Soalan tanya direction. Air akan bergerak dari mana ke mana. So first you kira dulu. Okay, berapa water potential untuk sel A? Anyone? Berapa water potential untuk sel A? Berapa water potential untuk sel A? Kira ikut.
Negatif 100.
Negatif 100. Okay. Sel B?
Negatif 300.
Negatif 300. Okay, so air akan bergerak dari mana ke mana? Sel mana ke mana?
A ke B. A ke B.
Yes, air akan bergerak daripada sel A kepada sel B. Sebab daripada high water potential to low water potential. Antara ada 100, negatif 100 dengan negatif 300, yang mana satu dekat dengan kosong? Of course lah negatif 100. Okay. Alright, active transport. Active transport is a movement of ions or molecules across the plasma membranes against its concentration gradient. Okay, movement of ions or molecules across the plasma membrane against its concentration gradient. And in our syllabus, we learn sodium potassium pump. Okay, sodium potassium pump. Sodium potassium pump sesuai lah nama dia, sodium potassium. Kita akan pump keluar 3 sodium. Kita akan pump masuk 2K+. Kenapa nak ada sodium potassium pump ni? To maintain low sodium and high potassium inside most animal cell. Okay. So this is sodium potassium pump. So 3 sodium bind. Okay, kalau kita tengok dia underline kan bind ni. Kenapa? Sebab dia menggunakan carrier protein. So bila carrier protein, you must use term bind. So 3 sodium ions bind to the carrier protein. So when it bind, so ini dekat dalam lah. Okay, ini dekat dalam, ini dekat luar. Kita nak bawa sodium keluar. So ini sodium ni dekat dalam, 3 sodium ni kat dalam, kita nak bawa keluar. So 3 sodium will bind to the carrier protein. Okay, and after that, the binding trigger phosphorylation by ATP. Maksudnya, bila bind saja, ATP ni adalah adenosine triphosphate kan. Dia akan buang satu fosfat. Okay, adenosine triphosphate. So dia akan buang satu fosfat. Kenapa dia nak buang satu fosfat? Sebab dia nak bagi pada carrier protein ni. Okay, carrier protein. So the binding trigger phosphorylation by ATP. So dekat carrier protein tu akan attach lah fosfat. Okay, akan attach lah fosfat. Okay, akan attach fosfat. So ini contoh ini adalah carrier protein. Okay, nampak tak? Tak nampak. Okay, ni adalah carrier protein. Saya tambah, okay, saya tambah fosfat kat sini. So, carrier protein ni mengalami phosphorylation. Katakanlah saya buang fosfat. So, this carrier protein undergo dephosphorylation. Dia buang fosfat. Okay, itu konsep lah. So, the binding, okay, balik kepada sini. Bind saja, dia akan trigger phosphorylation by ATP. Okay, so phosphorylation, apa yang akan buat? Phosphorylation tu dia akan ubah bentuk. It will change its conformation shape. Okay, it will change its conformation shape of the carrier protein. So before this, the carrier protein will looks like this. Okay, dia tutup ke bawah. Fosfat datang je, dia akan terbuka ke atas. Bila dia terbuka, 3 sodium will be exported. Okay, will be expelled out of the cell. Okay, so bila 3 sodium expel outside to the cell, then 2K plus bind to the carrier protein. So when 2K plus bind to the carrier protein, the binding will trigger dephosphorylation. Maksudnya protein tu dia akan buang fosfat. So proses buang fosfat tu we call that as dephosphorylation. Okay, so the loss of phosphate group restore the protein to return to its original conformation. So the loss of phosphate group restore the protein to return to its original conformation. So once phosphate has been removed, okay, the carrier protein will back to original conformation. And then the K plus will release into the cell. That is sodium potassium pump. Okay. Alright. Ada soalan lain nak tanya? Soalan tak? Okay. Tak ada Untuk bulk transport, kita tak sempat nak discuss lah. Ada lagi 7 minit je lagi. Itulah mungkin sebab masuk lambat, kita start lambat. Mungkin ada pensyarah yang release lambat ataupun awak masuk lambat dalam lecture dalam kelas saya. So saya tak tahulah yang mana satu. So kalau boleh lepas ni try join awal lah. Okay, try join awal. Join je dulu. Okay, join je dulu supaya saya boleh start terus. Okay, sebab saya akan record. Okay, saya akan record. So nanti awak akan tengok balik pun. Okay, join je dulu. Lepas tu pergilah nak ambil air ke, nak buat air kejap ke, tak apa. Right. Okay, kalau tak ada soalan untuk bab transport ni, awak akan discuss dalam tutorial sebab tak sempat dah. Okay, Right, so kita ada 82. Okay, so final kita ada 82 tapi tolak 2 orang iaitu saya, 2 PC, 2 account, so 80 je lah. Ada 4 orang tak datang. Okay, 80 per 84. Alright, okay. Kalau tak ada apa-apa, ada masa sikit lagi ni. Bolehlah kalau nak pergi toilet ke kan. Nak pergi toilet ke, nak pergi minum kejap ke supaya get ready untuk next class. Ada kelas ke lepas ni?
Ada.
Ada.